Juan Mata's association with the club has come to an end 8 years after he signed from Chelsea under David Moyes for £37 million. Success?
Yeah, probably. I think he was a big character, big influence in the dressing room.
Very, very popular amongst the staff.
Exactly, and played a big part in that season under Jose Mourinho when United actually won some trophies. I think being hyperly critical, probably stayed there a year too long when you look at the amount of minutes he played.
He stayed there too long,
season.
or they kept him too long?
Maybe a combination of the two. You know, I think as a player, when you get to the stage of your career, the veteran stage, if you know you're not going to feature regularly, then probably you want to go out and play some games. Obviously, there was a lucrative contract on the table from Manchester United, and his influence, as you say, behind the scenes was important. But I wonder if he regrets now not going last summer to seek a new challenge. It'd be fascinating, actually, to see where he ends up. It's just a hunch, but he's good pals with Bruno, who's on the coaching staff at Brighton. I wonder if that could be a possible destination. But I think he'll go with the love and respect of Manchester United fans. I'm not sure Paul Pogba will, to be honest.
34 years of age now, Juan Mata, and he won 3 major trophies with Manchester United, the League Cup, the Europa League and the FA Cup, and he scored in that final win against Crystal Palace. Paul Pogba, you mentioned there, not going to be remembered as fondly. You think he's been misrepresented, don't you, over the course of his career at Manchester United?
Well, what I can't understand, Paul Pogba is a talented player, and let's start from the premise that Pep Guardiola just wanted to take him, right?
Did he, or was that just paper talk?
I think genuinely, if he was on a free,
genuine interest.
I think genuinely, if he's on a free, you put him into Man City's side. Listen, I can understand the argument about his inconsistency. Has he fulfilled his talent at Manchester United coming back the second time? No, he hasn't. What I will say is that you've bought a player for £90 million. You know how that player plays. Paul Pogba is not a player that's going to... he's not going to sort of galvanise the side. Paul Pogba is, you're icing on your cake. So you've got to get the side properly organised in terms of defensively, midfield, structure-wise, for him to allow him to have the freedom that he does have with the national team. Why does it, when he goes and plays for the national team, that he performs consistently? So I think they've brought a player into a side that has not got the balance. I can be honest with you as well. It's similar to the boy Harry Maguire. They paid 90 million for him. He needs a good centre-half to play alongside. Do you know what I mean? He needs 2 good full-backs to play in the side. The side wasn't equipped for Paul Pogba to get the best out of him because, like I said, he's the icing on the cake.
It's not the first time that Manchester United could be accused for being great at doing the top-level decoration, adding the icing, but forgetting to actually bake the cake in the first place.
Yeah, I get that, but sometimes as a player you have to take responsibility. Paul Pogba's been part of a poor Manchester United team, almost for the whole duration of his
Started 50 Manchester
career
United games in the 113 Premier League matches over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, and what's he done in those 50 games? I mean, he's been there 6 years. I can probably count on one hand the number of truly world-class performances he's put in. One of them was when he came off the bench, I think, against Manchester City, turned a Manchester derby in United's favour.
Stopped them winning the title that day.
That was probably the highlight of his United career. And I don't agree, actually, that he was inconsistent. I think he was consistently average for Manchester United. And when you're billed as a world-class player, and I think he sees himself as such, I mean, he's got such a big ego that he's going to announce his next club in some kind of Netflix or Amazon documentary.
You can't argue with the fact that he's a world-class player. He's won the World Cup.
Yeah, but he's not been a world-class player for Manchester United. And that's not due to footballing ability. Yeah. That's due to attitude, that's due to commitment, that's due to desire. Bruno Fernandes, when he first came in at Manchester United, dragged that team almost single-handedly into the Champions League.
But he's not done it now.
Why did Paul Pogba never did that?
But he's not done it now, has he? Because it's poor management.
Paul Pogba has been a poor player for Manchester United. Maybe he didn't deserve that send-off on social media.
Maybe it's to do with the fact that actually the English game, the Premier League game, is a little bit too intense for Paul Pogba.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Why does he thrive in international football, where the slower pace of the game seems to have benefited?
Because he can let his better teammates win matches for him.
No. Listen, like I've said, he's the icing on the cake, right? You couldn't. Hey, by the way, put De Bruyne
worth £90 million.
I wouldn't want to eat that cake.
Put De Bruyne
put
De Bruyne in that Manchester United side, and he would look as poor as what Pogba's
I bet he
been.
wouldn't.
No way.
I believe he. I believe he would, because it's not set up for the likes of, De
Kevin De
Bruyne.
Bruyne would have played more games than Paul Pogba did over the last 3 seasons.
I don't think so. This season's not played a lot of football. How many league games has he played this season? 20.
He's played 49 games for club and country this season, Kevin.
For club and country, but I think he's only played, 25, 26 league games through injury?
Over the course of the last 3 seasons, over the last 114 Premier League games, I bet you he's played a lot more than, double what Paul Pogba's played.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm not arguing with that. I think Kevin De Bruyne is a fantastic football player. But what I'm saying is, those types of players, the base has got to be there for them to showcase their talents. For the national team, that base seems to be there, and I agree with you. He is arrogant. He has got that swagger. But I've played with players like that. I've played with a Gary McAllister who's got that swagger, and he's got that bit about him. But the balance of the side was right for him to be able to do that. If you look at Fernandes now, who I think is a tremendous football player, in the last 3 months he's done nothing.
Did it sum up his commitment and attitude towards the club when he came off the bench on October the 24th against Liverpool and got sent off for the 5th time in his career?
Yeah. And do you know what? There's a little niggly part of me that thinks he's got himself sent off on purpose. The same way that he down tools in the last performance against Liverpool. What did he last 10 minutes in that game? Probably sums up his United career. But do you know what? The biggest award for all of this goes to the Manchester United social media team. The fact they managed to make a 2-minute highlight video of his Old Trafford career, that probably took some doing.